Today is about everybody's favorite guardian, Geb, but not in the way you're used to seeing him. Today we're playing Geb in the mid lane, and we're going to go a damage carry, and we're going to try to get top damage. Looking at our build here, the build on Geb is situational. I'm trying out different builds on him, and I'm liking a lot of them. So typically you're playing Geb carry as a mid laner. So Stone of Gaia tier 2 is a great start. Allows you to be really tanky, gives you a lot of regen for the lane. You'll be perfectly okay. Another start that I really like is Vampiric Shroud into tier 1 going towards Chronos Pendant, and then grab a couple health pots. You won't have any mana problems. Both of those starts, very viable. You can switch between the two, see which one you like more. Stone of Gaia making you more tanky. The Vamp Shroud start making you more damage oriented. Looking at your first real item, I like Shoes of the Magi. I like Pen Boots on Geb. You're doing a lot of flat damage with your skills. You're going to get cooldown later anyway if you go Chronos Pendant. If you don't go Chronos Pendant, you're going to go Breastplate of Valor. So either way, you're getting some cooldown. I like the Shoes of the Magi. Your core items, situationally, depending on what you want first, you're looking at Mystical Mail. For the bleed damage all around you, you're going to be tanky. You can be in those team fights causing havoc. You're looking at Breastplate of Valor if you want the early cooldown, or that Chronos Pendant if you want the early cooldown, or Voidstone if you think you're taking too much damage from their mid laner. Probably not going into Voidstone if you started Stone of Gaia, but maybe going into that if you did the Vamp Shroud start, then going into Voidstone. Very viable. As far as damage items go, Soul Reaver is the best. I'm telling you, the best item mid to late game on Guardian carries. That damage that it puts out is ridiculous, and it's super fun, and why not have a bunch of fun while you're playing? Defensive items, of course, situational. Witchblade, a great item on any character. If you're feeling like you're taking too much damage, you can always build tanky. The point of Guardian carries is that you can build tanky and still do tons of damage. As far as actives go, Blink on Geb is still a great active, still lets you get in the fight, initiate, do a ton of damage, put the hurt on people. You can do other actives too. Wrath of the Gods if you feel like you still want to secure objectives. Shell if you want to help out your team. Beads if you want to get your knockup more often. Whatever you want. Actives on Guardian supports are pretty much across the board situational, whatever you want. Looking at our builds for a Geb middle, you're getting your rollout first. It does the most damage. It's got the least cooldown. You're not going to use it at the mid Harpy start. You're going to wait for the wave. Try to roll into a wall at the start and then roll out so you get your full CC immune, full damage up, and you can ram right through that wave and do a ton of damage to the whole wave. Then you're getting your Shockwave at level 2, pretty much going back and forth between rollout Shockwave, leveling up your Shockwave to max first. Getting your ultimate at level 5 or level 6. A lot of the times I like to get a third point in Shockwave at level 5 and then level 6 Cataclysm. Typically you don't get your Stone Shield until about the mid game, level 9 or 10. You can get 1 point in it for the CC removal, but you won't be leveling it up in terms of the actual big shield damage reduction, but getting it as a CC removal maybe towards that early mid game is still a smart decision. Your passive is actually fantastic as a damage carry. With crits doing less damage to you, that means you can actually box ADCs quite well on a mid Geb, which is really funny. As far as matchups go for mid Geb, really bad matchups. You're looking at like Isis, Vulcan, Janice, characters that can take you out of your rollout if you do it wrong. If you do it right, it's not that bad because you can roll out into a wall and then go towards the wave. You'll be CC immune. They can't stop you. Not so bad. A bit harder, though, if you're new to Geb middle, Geb carry, and you're trying to roll out and you're getting CC'd out of it. That's a lot of your wave clear. I really like Geb against characters like Agni and Scylla. Characters that even if they have pretty good lane clear, you can put the hurt on them early, put some pressure on them, scare them out of the waves. All right, let's go ahead and head into this game. We have moved on into this game, and we're going to get ourselves a mid Harpy. We are going to have a very, very untypical mid versus mid lane this game. I thought this game was really fun, and that's why I uploaded it. It's a pretty silly game, and I think you guys will enjoy it. We have Geb middle, the famous Geb middle, versus the even more famous Kiki Cupid middle. This is actually ends up being a very difficult early game matchup for Geb, because of the start that Kiki does on Cupid, which is he goes for the AoE clear with the golden bow start. This is a very, very difficult match for Geb. almost killing me at the very start of this game. Taking a little bit of damage himself, but he'll have the ability to stay alive once he starts getting his hearts going. That's alright. I'll have the ability to back once I need to. With Geb rollout, you can get back to the lane very quickly. Gonna lose a lot of XP, or not XP, I won't lose any XP. I'll lose some gold here at the start, not a big deal, nothing to make me panic. I go up to clear the wave, and sure enough, Kiki is gonna smack me with a heart bomb while I'm casting my 2. He also gets 1 auto attack off, and he almost kills me. I'll be able to back here, no problem, not losing out any of that XP. Hit him with my knock up. So, grabbing my boots while I'm back, why not? Also a health pot because I'm taking a lot of harass. Kiki talking to me in clan chat. Kiki talking shit. I mean, he's crazy like that. You know what? We talking up friendly shit. I try to talk back to him, but I don't say it in clan chat because I meant to do that. Obviously, I don't want to stir up trouble. It's not that I forgot to put in clan chat. I'm not an idiot. I just didn't want. I needed to get it out of my system, but you know I didn't want to stir anything up. You know, it wasn't that I forgot. He is still completely clearing this wave ahead of me. That's all right. This early game gold will be okay. I'll be able to come back from this using my rollout into the wall so I can come back, get the full damage off it on these back harpies, trying to save any gold that I can. I see that he has gone to the back harpy and he has stolen the red buff. He is putting a lot of pressure on our Alquang, and I'm trying my best to help our Alquang get out of here. Sure enough, he's going to be able to get out, so good for him. Trying to knock Kiki back up towards the tower. Unfortunately, I can't quite get to him. But our Sylvanas comes in for the hot ganks, and we're going to see what we can do here. A great root from the Sylvanas, a great pull, a good knockup. I grab my ult here at level 5, and we can chain these ults together. And we're going to go ahead and knock out Kiki with the double Guardian gank. Boom! That's how you do it. He says, sorry, no big deal, dude. You can have the kill. I'm a Guardian too. You know what I'm saying? Making sure I get this wave clear and going and taking the tower, no big deal. I want to make sure I get the gold for this. Mid harpies are spawning very soon. We want to make sure that we can get some of that experience here. Leveling up my 1 and 2 back and forth. Typically would not have leveled up my ultimate at level 5, but the situation arose where I might have needed it to grab that kill. So I did. No harm, no foul. I can go ahead and level up my 2 now like I would have beforehand. Running around on Kiki, getting a little gank off on him here. The Alquang misses his slow. That's alright. Just a little gank opportunity. No big deal. We're up about just shy of 1,000 gold at this point. They ended up getting the left side harpy. I can back up and grab my tier 2 boots. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Working towards my pen boots right now. That's the main goal after pen boots. Looking towards a Chronos pendant for the cooldown. I like to build Geb really damaging, mixing around some defense items in there towards that mid game. Letting my enemies or my friendlies know that they are probably coming towards their speed buff, and sure enough they are. I can roll out and get there in no time at all while also getting the experience for the wave, hitting level 7 all the way over by the speed buff. And the fight is beginning. I can go ahead and ultimate, hit them both here, knock them up both. We're getting a lot of damage off. Kiki thinks he's going to live, but nope. Sylvanas Bleed takes him out again. Arachne begins her runaway, and I try to catch her, but she jukes the other way, and she will get away. But that's okay. I'm going to go back towards this mid lane, where I am now free to farm. Don't underestimate the damage of Geb, everybody. When you have skills that have base damage of 370 on your knockup and 400 on your 1, and your ultimate is a percentile based damage skill, never underestimate this. Checking through their jungler, seeing what's up. Nothing going on over there. Just chilling out here in the mid lane, waiting for something to happen. Waiting for my XP to come up. Now, I need to be careful because of this Arachne gank. That's my impending doom. But I want to make sure that I clear this wave as fast as I can. Getting a lot of damage off on Kiki. But eventually, this will cost me. Because using that 1 to clear is my getaway. Arachne, very good at killing Guardians. A big counter to Guardians being Arachne and Kali. But I find Kiki in the mid lane. not paying attention, I can get a lot of free damage off on him here. He hits me back with a heart bomb and he can heal up a bit, but that's alright. I got quite a bit of damage off. Got to be very careful about picking Guardians into an Arachne / Kali. Both of those characters, and a Nemesis for that matter. All three of those characters very good at killing very tanky characters. I find an Arachne in the side of my jungle, trying to pick him off. Unfortunately, she will just get her ultimate off. Ao Kuang didn't get his off quite in time to nab her when she was in the range of the threshold kill. At this point, I'm like, I'm pretty big, right? I can just charge in here, no problem. I totally got this. Or do I? I don't. Just kidding. I'm not going anywhere because that would be stupid. But I can go ahead and clear this wave right here. I'm now level 9. I've got a pretty big power spike on my 2. The left side harpies are up. I've got nothing up to do them. Trying to keep my eye behind me if somebody's coming in through that side jungle. Cupid or Arachne make a full rotation over to that right lane, causing a lot of havoc, picking up some kills, and chances are they will be doing the Gold Fury, but I cannot do anything by myself. I don't have a hog, my ultimate isn't even up, and I'm just going to back up safely, grab my pet boots. Grabbing a couple wards just to make sure I don't get ganked too crazy-like. The Arachne, very good at killing me, especially when my 1 is down. Her slow speeds her up. A lot of damage, a lot of nonsense. Nonsense, silly character. Kiki doing a good job of keeping up on levels. Looking to harass him because I'm being mean. Ao Kuang coming in for the gank, missing his skills again, unfortunately. Cupid being able to dash away for free. They did indeed get the Gold Fury, as you can see by the power spike, throwing over a ward by the Gold Fury. They didn't actually get the Gold Fury, but they got a huge power spike from the lane. That's why you check it anyway. Even though it looked like they had a ginormous like 1k gold lead, it was actually from the kills that they got. And all the wave experience, which means that we are free to come over here and knock out a Gold Fury while they're not paying attention. That's why you always check the Gold Fury even when you think it's gone. Sometimes their big spike is not from the Gold Fury itself, but from the 4 kills that they picked up in the ADC lane. Mistake on their part, not doing the Gold Fury actually. I think I'm big and scary and I can come to this mid lane, and as it turns out, I am not nearly as big or as scary as I thought I was, and I'm going to get picked off here by Kiki after a couple of missed auto attacks. Misplay on my part, wouldn't have gotten away anyway. The Arachne was already in that lane. Looking at what items he was building to do that much damage, he does have Golden Bow, which means he can crit me right now. Working my way towards Chronos Pendant. That extra cooldown is huge on Geb for both your damage, because most of your damage is coming from base numbers. So the higher you get, the more often your skills are up, the more damage you can output because you're using base numbers, not necessarily scaling. And of course, towards the layout part of the game, I'll be able to get my shield off more often, which is great for me and teammates. Fun part about Geb Middle is not only can you do quite a bit of damage, but you can still save your partners with your shield, which is a very fun aspect of keeping some of that Guardian role while also getting to do damage. Teammates dying over in the right lane, not a big deal. There is no Gold Fury up right now, so I'm just going to grab as much XP as I can. These mid-harpies are up, making sure I get close to these mid-harpies. 400 plus damage right there. You can see on those mid-harpies is how much I'm doing right now with my 2. That's a lot of damage. I thought I saw the Isis overdoing a blue buff. In fact, I did. So I can rotate over here with the Apollo, and we're going to be able to snatch up a pretty easy kill here on the Isis. No problem. That was simply from map awareness, seeing the auto attack animations going off towards the other side of the jungle. One reason why map awareness is really, really crucial in Smite is stuff like that. Sometimes you can't even see the character, but you can see animations going off. So be very keen of that in the jungle. Kiki coming back towards this mid lane, trying to see if we can do something on him here. Sylvan is just going to go ahead and tap him and run away. Arachne coming in towards us in the mid lane. We would be able to pick up Kiki here. Unfortunately, Sylvanas ran the wrong way in the jungle at the start of this engagement, and I'm going to get picked up here by arachne spiders. That fight should have gone a lot smoother. The Sylvanas ran away towards the jungle. He didn't come in for the fight. Would have been an easy fight. He comes back in afterwards. It's a bit too late. Happened. He didn't think we were going to be able to fight there. Kiki didn't have any way to get out of our CC. The correct call would have been to fight right there. What are you going to do? Just a bit of a miscommunication between me and the Sylvanas on whether or not we were going to take that engagement. And that happens, and that's why communication might so important. Little situations like that where you can directly see where it would have been a kill for us, and then I wouldn't have died as well. Just trying to give the Sylvanas a little bit of advice right here. You want to try to not be rude about it, but at the same time, when you can give out advice, you know, sometimes it's good to try to give it out. In that case, if the Sylvanas would have used his ultimate at that start of that Cupid ult, right, he wouldn't have gotten mezzed afterwards by the effect of the Cupid ult. He just would have been able to get away. Or he would have been able to ultimate, his ultimate would have gone off, possibly hit the Cupid, I might have lived, stuff like that. He would have been up to heal and pull and do all kinds of stuff. Looking for a gank on the Kiki, but he's going to get away because he's extremely fast and slippery. Our right lane getting picked off, and this game is pretty much even again after our early lead. But that's alright. We have a crazy good team fight with Geb Sylvanas. The combination of those two characters is so much AoE control in a team fight. Trying to walk over here, help out my Alquang get away. I can give him a shield, I can knock them up, and I can start my one to get away. If the Cupid Bomb would have stunned me there, normally it didn't because I was in a CC immune state, but our Alquang is still going to get caught out because Arachne babies are very, very good. At this point, I'm just kind of chilling out. This game hasn't been going as good as we'd like it to been. Got some early game pickoffs on us that have been kind of putting us behind. Our Sylvanas thinks that this game is over. I don't think this game is over. I think we got this game. You just gotta be paying attention. Obviously, the Arachne is very big right now, so we have to be careful about that. Just a matter of making sure we're attacking the right characters. I have a feeling they're probably doing the Gold Fury right now, but there's nothing I can really do without my team here. I don't have a hog to steal it. I'm just kind of grabbing this red buff. It's all I can do right now as terms of XP go. I see the Arachne over there, which means they probably actually haven't started the Gold Fury yet. They should have, but they haven't. Arachne looking to put some pressure on me, waiting to use my shield until after she uses her babies. That means I can take the slow off of myself. Have to use my ultimate to get away, but I did not die in that situation. I see my team is in trouble, so I'm sticking around, trying to help as much as I can, getting the crowd control off of the Sylvanas, knocking them up, trying to stick around as long as I can to help out, but at the same time, I need to back. Hopefully, that situation will give them just enough to live. Picking up a Sentry Ward to help on the Gold Fury, as there will be definitely be a Gold Fury fight breaking out, depending on whoever wins this fight. Also starting to work my way towards a Mystical Male. Apollo gets won by the Cupid, but I can save him with a shield, no problem. Looking to put some pressure on anybody here. Trying to hit the Isis. She is too hard to hit with her winged gust on. And I'm going to start to move my way away from that Gold Fury because that's definitely where they will be heading. But I do want to try to help out in this team fight. With the Sylvanas Gab, my ultimate's coming up in 3 seconds. Their Kabrakans trying to zone. They're at decently low over on the Gold Fury. My ultimate is coming up, so I can run into this fight. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. I use my ultimate, I use my 2. A great Apollo comes in. A great Sylvanas Blink Hog will steal the Gold Fury, and we have completely turned that fight around in just a couple of moments. Trying to kill the Arachne right here. She's going to live with just like a quarter of a hit point because she is extremely, extremely lucky, but that is alright. Just kidding, Sylvanas kills her because Wisps are OP. If you die to Wisps, it's one of the worst feelings in the world because you're like, I'm gonna live. Oh wait, I took 10 damage tick from Sylvanas and now I'm dead. How is that fair? It's not. At this point, I can go ahead and steal their jungle buffs. They have 4 people dead, so we're looking to push towers / steal buffs. I have top damage on the team right now because of the team fights that have been happening. Geb gets a ton of damage in team fights. When I went into that fight, I hit like 4 people with my ultimate. I knocked up another 2, doing like 300 damage to them each, plus the ultimate damage, plus rollout damage, plus I'm shielding people and helping them out. So much utility comes from a Geb middle, plus you still get the damage of a typical middle. Once again, just maximizing my XP, making sure that I'm not letting any of these jungle camps go to waste. At this point, I am level 16, 2 levels ahead of their middle, being the Cupid. Their Apollo is heading towards the mid lane, which means he will not be able to make it over here in time for this XP, so I can go over here and get some more XP for myself. Just making sure that none of this XP is going to waste. Thinking about going in here on this Isis, but she has her Wing Gust. I cannot knock her up in Wing Gust, but a fight might break out anyway. A lot of rotations coming over towards this right lane, and sure enough, here we go. The fight is breaking out. I want to help out my team, so I throw out a shield, knocking up all 4 of their members of the team, trying to help my team get away. The Sylvanas will meet his doom, and I will try to get away with the rest of my team. My shield coming up in a couple of seconds. I might have to use that. Using it on the Apollo to help him get away, knocking up everybody again, using my ultimate so he can get away. And luckily, this Apollo will get away. One of the best parts about Geb Middle is you retain all of your peel as a support while also knocking out quite a bit of damage. Our tier trying his hardest to rotate over. He has a Hercules right behind him, trying to hold this tier 2 tower. They don't have that many NPCs. I can use my shield trying to stay alive. The tier finally makes it over to the fight. I've got to be really careful because I'm really low, but at the same time, if I die, it's okay as long as we clean up all these kills. Apollo having a great ult in the back onto the Cupid, trying to knock up as many people as I can while also trying to live. This is a crazy fight of going back in, leaving, going back in, leaving. The Arachne comes towards me in the back. I shield myself to get the slow off of me from the spiders. My team is cleaning up, though, on their team. Everything is going well. The Arachne will die. The only person left standing on their team is Hercules. And I don't really want to mess around with this Hercules, but I do like a little bit. Like, not a lot, but a little bit. I'm going to knock him back towards my team. Then I realize that my team has absolutely no hit points left, and I can go ahead and just walk away from this. Hercules uses his 1 on me. Doesn't matter. I have my shield up. The one doesn't quite, the roll that doesn't quite get to him, that's no big deal. We can go ahead and reset off this. That was a big fight for us. We did not lose the tier 2 tower. They did not get their 1,500 gold from that. We got a lot of XP from that. We're grabbing all these jungle buffs. We're grabbing wave XP. Huge win for our team. At this point, I can finish up my Mystical Mail, and I can start to work towards my Tier 3 beats. I can also grab a Sentry Ward to help out with objectives. Gold Fury spawning soon. Fire Giant is up. It's getting around Fire Giant timing right now. Game relatively even in terms of kills, 14 to 13, but XP is not that even. I'm 2 levels ahead of their middle. Our support is 2 levels ahead of their support. Our solo lane 2 levels ahead of their solo lane. Everything else relatively even. Only person behind on our team is our jungler, but Arachne, a very potent jungler, very hard to deal with. Countering this ward, that's why we get sentry wards, so we can help counter wards. Seeing if we can pick off somebody over here towards this right lane. I see Cupid coming in towards this. I can just go ahead and put some pressure on him. Getting a lot of damage off onto this Cupid. He has got just a couple hit points left. Unfortunately, there is an Isis here. I'm trying to pick up anything that I can. I won't be able to reach him, so I stop it. Using my beads to get out of that, knocking them up. We're getting the kill. I've only got like 1 HP left. Unfortunately, their tier 1 tower is still up, and Isis will pick me up with a Spirit Ball. But that is a 2-for-1 exchange. My Apollo grabbing 2 kills in that fight for me dying. That is definitely worth. Hercules and Arachne continuing this fight against my team. The Arachne taking a lot more damage than he thought she would in this situation. The Apollo at this point has reached a point where he is outputting a ton of damage. Hercules throwing a boulder trying to pick up the Ao Kuang, and he so valiantly dashes away. Bravely bold Sir Ao Kuang, come forth from Camelot. Apollo getting pulled by the Hercules, using his beads very well, though, to get away from that stun. As you can see, I did not want to watch this fight because I wanted to buy items. But what are you going to do? Looking towards a Void Stone at this point. That will help me get some magical defense on board for this Isis. While she is the only real magical damage on their team, the Isis ultimate, as this game gets later and later and she gets closer to level 20, will start to be quite a problem. A team fight breaks out at the Gold Fury. I can go ahead and grab these on the way there. Sylvanas seems to be in a lot of trouble, but I'm going to throw him a shield at the last second, just trying to keep him alive. They're trying to steal this Gold Fury. Luckily, I'm a Geb, which means I can do a lot of things here. I have a lot of options. I'm going to go kill Kiki because that's what I decided to do. Rolling back into here, we still have the Gold Fury on top of us. Their whole team has become spread out, and they are freaking out. We receive the Gold Fury, and they decide that this is the end of the game for them. We win because of team fights. Let's hit into this win screen. He did it. The Geb middle was too much. That and the Kabrakan probably had something to do with it. But whatever, we're going to attribute this to the Geb. Looking at the end game damage charts here, we are at the top of the charts on our team. Second place in the game, only behind their Isis ADC. Not too bad. Geb has a lot of capabilities to dish out large damage, mainly because he has multiple area of effect skills. His knockup does huge damage on multiple targets, especially because you can set it up with his ultimate, allowing you to get in that close range where your 2 is going to do max damage. Always having the ability to roll in and out of fights with your 1, and people severely underestimate the damage on your rollout when you get into fights. At the end of the game here, we have our build: Pen Boots, Chronos Pendant, Mystical Mail. We got cooldown, we got penetration. We're bleeding people, working our way into a Void Stone at the end of there. Grabbing beads because of the team composition that they had, working towards our tier 3 beads, possibly getting a blink at the end of the game. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you liked it. This week is a bunch of fun videos, so I hope you enjoy them. If you enjoy the videos, please subscribe on YouTube, and you can follow me on Twitch and Twitter, where I stream Monday through Friday. No stream this week because I will be at Worlds. I hope to see you guys there, and I hope we can hang out. Have a Twitching day, y'all.